Well, I was not expecting to talk about Leafs offseason stuff, as in things that are getting done, this early. I mean, the season's been over for what, maybe a week at best? And Nikita Zaitsev just signed a 7-year, $31.5 million contract, obviously, with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I am very happy about this contract for a couple of reasons. Let me break it down. First off, people see the $31.5 million and they freak out. That is a ridiculous amount of money. It's a crazy amount. Well, think about it. 7 years, it's 31.5 mil. 31.5 divided by 7 is about 4.2. $4.2 million. If Zaitsev if he can continue to grow the way we know he can, the way we've seen it all year, this guy could be on a ridiculous contract, and it's for 7 seasons. Nikita Zaitsev, I mean, still a very, very young guy when it comes to NHL experience, right? If you're looking at professional hockey experience, like playing against grown men in a tough league, he's been doing it for a very long time. Obviously, he was in the KHL for a while, and obviously the Leafs were very interested in him. He was very interested in being with the Leafs, and so the Leafs signed him to a 1-year deal to see what's up. He had a very good season, putting up 36 points. The minus 22, yeah, it's a bit scary because the Leafs were a pretty good, very, very good team this year. But again, that's what's going to have to happen with Zaitsev. He's going to have to learn defensively. He's going to have to play more defensive. He's going to have to learn the ins and outs of defensive hockey and get stronger, as crazy as it sounds. But there's still tons of growth ready for Zaitsev. He is 25 years old, so that 7-year contract will turn out to be 32 years old. That is totally fine. He will still be a serviceable player. Then at that point, you give him a 2-year contract, 1 year, if he's still obviously a very, very good player. But to keep it short and sweet, I am very happy that the Leafs re-signed Zaitsev, especially this early. I love how Lou did it. He didn't just rush the signing and say, okay, here's a buttload of money, sign back, all right, let's move on. No, he got to a very good contract with Zaitsev, because we heard rumblings earlier, I think it was just before the season was over or into the play. I'm not sure exactly when we heard it, but we heard that the Leafs were talking to Zaitsev about a 7-year deal or a 6-year deal, something like that, and we didn't know if it was actually going to go down. Nothing really happened, and as of today, as of, an hour ago, the deal was done, and the Leafs got Zaitsev for 7 more years. And if you can think about this, if Riley and Zaitsev can continuously grow and continue to grow, I mean, look, if you look at Riley's stats throughout the season, it wasn't that great. He was injured, and he probably was playing a lot banged up. He had a pretty good end of the season, and he had a really good playoffs. If we can see that Riley next year and continually, again, learn to play defensive hockey like we have been seeing more of from Morgan Riley, because Morgan Riley did have a down year. He had 27 points. He was a minus 20. Him and Zaitsev, it didn't really work out too well. But if they can grow together and, continuously get better, those 2 contracts of $5 million for Riley for, it's probably 4 more years, and Zaitsev for 7 more years. I mean, they could be on really, really good contracts. I'm not talking Wayne Simmons' contract, because that thing is ridiculous, but it's up very soon. And plus you got Kadri, who had a ridiculous season in his first year of a very good contract. Lou Lamoriello has found a way to get these guys on long-term deals, but very nice cap-friendly deals. 4.2 is a lot of money. We get that. But you got to look at what you're getting for that 4.2, and that is Nikita Zaitsev, who is a great puck mover. We've seen that. He puts up 36 points. He had a really good season. I don't think anybody was expecting that. And, yeah, there were some defensive lapses, and yeah, he didn't play well in the playoffs. But for goodness sake, the guy was probably playing with a concussion. He was probably playing with a concussion, right? Or at least some form of injury. You know, and then you get Riley, who I don't think fully recovered from a whole leg thing that happened against Buffalo, but he still had a really good end of the season. You know, and if you compare those two guys together and they can gel and they can work well and get better, those two contracts are going to look very nice down the road. I am very happy about this. Now the Leafs, because I'm really happy that they got the, I keep saying this, but I'm really happy they got the contract signed early, because then you can focus on other things, right? You still have some UFAs. I'm pretty sure you have still Connor Brown, Zach Hyman. There might be another one or two in there, but I know those two are pretty much for sure RFAs. And again, I think Lou Lamoriello, now he had to focus on Zaitsev. That was his main piece. Now his focus is probably going to move to Brown and Zach Hyman, because those two put up ridiculous years as well. But they're both RFAs, so you don't need to rush things. You know, and by the draft, you can have all your RFAs signed. You be in a good spot. You go into the draft with a fresh mind, and you're being in a good spot. You go to free agency, not having to worry about your own free agents. I love how Lou did it. I'm loving the contract. I'm loving Zaitsev coming back. It's great news for the Leafs. It's great, great news. So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you're happy about this signing too, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on this contract? Do you think the 7 years is a little too long? You think the 4.2 is a little too much? What do you guys think about this contract and the signing? And who's next? Brown? Hyman? Maybe they're going to wait? I don't know. We'll talk to you guys Wednesday night, Raptors edition, as it's Game 2 against Cleveland in Cleveland, looking to get a split, coming back home to the Air Canada Center. That would be gorgeous. Also, Jays edition tonight, as the Jays are taking on the Yankees in Game 2 of that series. Jays looking for their 4th straight win. Jays looking for their 2nd series win in a row, and to start crawling back into this. So, hey, good news for the Leafs. Jays are playing well. Raptors need to get something going. It's a great time to be a Toronto sports fan. We'll talk to you guys then.